This is a public service announcement for white men. It is okay to approach a Latina at the bar.
That part, yep.
It is okay to like a Latina. We are equals. We are pretty people. We are also equal to the blondes at the bar.
Even better.
Even better, maybe. I don't wanna. Perhaps.
Don't quote me on it, but
please, it is okay to approach a Latina at the bar. It is okay.
We will talk to you.
We will talk to you. It is okay. I promise. It is okay. Please approach us. We are all one. We are begging.
We're begging.
We're on our hands and knees. Please approach us.
I'm on my knees.
Like, what the fuck?
I was speaking to my mum about dating, and because I'm out a lot for work and things like that, and I love to socialize, she was like, oh, like, have you met anyone out? And I'm like, well, I will see a guy that, say, I've texted or, like, met online or have mutuals with, and he will, like, look at me and then turn away and then message saying, like, hey, you looked gorgeous today. And that's, like, a universal experience for every girl. Like, guys will just text you later on. And mum's like, what the fuck? Like, mum's like, when I would go out, if a guy was interested, he'd straight up go, like, hey, I'm interested in you, like, whatever, what's your number? And if you liked him, you'd give him your real one. If you didn't, you'd change one digit. That's what she said to me. My mum did make a point that I go for socially awkward private school boys that don't know how to talk to girls because I went to single sex schools, so that's a big factor too. But, like, I took it upon myself to call my guy friend and literally ask for the answers. I'm like, just tell me, like, what is stopping guys from just, like, approaching girls naturally and not, like, sleazy, just, like, literally for a conversation. Because guys that, like, do that, like, reap the benefits anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be a sleaze to, like, pull a girl in the first place. My guy friend said, unless a girl is, like, making it that obvious, like, at a pub, for example, that she's into him, he's like, she has to fully be, like, waving at me for me to think to go over. And he said that rejection just isn't worth it these days because that girls, like, have higher standards of men, so guys genuinely feel like they just aren't good enough and to go up and introduce themselves. And I'm like, that's actually kind of sad because I do feel like girls are getting judgier, but I also feel like boys are the same. And I think it goes down to dating apps and social media, obviously. But dating apps is like shopping, like no, yes, no. So it's like people are getting pickier, but yeah, it's like people don't know how to socialize anymore, and it's really sad. I saw on TikTok a card game that someone invented called We Met at a Bar. I don't know if you've seen it, but it actually looks like a cool idea, and they should collab with different pubs in Melbourne and just, like, have the card game sitting at, like, different tables or something. I feel like that'd be so good. Pretty much, I think it was, like, they had, like, different, not dares, but, like, I don't know, you have to look it up, but it's called We Met at a Bar, and, like, it introduces conversation, like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I just feel like there's gotta be a way to just, like, improve everything about the dating culture, otherwise we're doomed.
Good-looking men don't need to approach girls because they have girls throw themselves at them. The rest don't bother because they know they'd get rejected.
I need to like crash out for a minute here. Okay, look, I'm not looking my best. I think my hair looks a little greasy. I just came from my son's playoff travel baseball game. I decided afterwards, because it's not my weekend, that I'm just gonna go grab a bite to eat. I didn't want to go sit at home by myself again. It felt depressing, and I was like, I'll just go sit at a bar and have dinner, and who knows, maybe I'll meet someone. No. First of all, there was the bar was at zero. There was no one even there. And then finally, towards the end, a somewhat decent, like, attractive man comes in. He sits right next to me, looks at me. I could feel the vibe that he was, like, interested, but He didn't say one word. He didn't say one word. Not the entire time. I sat there, I was like kind of, angling my body in that direction, like, hey, I'm interested. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. I, was playing with my hair a little bit, like not too much, but just a little bit, a little flirty. I even had a hat, putting on my hat just in case I looked too greasy. Anyway, the point is, people say, oh, why do you go on dating apps? You can just meet someone in real life. Can you? Can you, though? Can you actually meet someone in real life? I don't think so. Because you know what? I'm going to say it. Men in real life are pussies. I said what I said. I don't know. The situation, it feels a little hopeless. Like, I'm angling my body towards you. I don't have a ring on. It's a Sunday night. I'm sitting at a bar by myself. I'm flirting with you without saying anything. I can't quite make eye contact because you're next to me. Did I do something wrong? Let me know.
Given the fact today's single men born in the 80s and early 90s have been used, cheated on, and lied to, your best move is to make the first move.
Look, I am not here to offend anyone, so sorry. I was just coming on here to rant, a silly little rant. I had no idea it was going to go as viral as it did. I had like close to 70,000 views. That's wild to me. But now that I have your attention, I guess it seems like there's a larger conversation, a larger theme at play here. And as women, it seems like our role in this is that we've beaten men down so much for approaching us, but at the same time, we want them to approach us. Like, yes, men, do you hear that? We want you to shoot your shot. I mean, obviously read the room, right? Like if we're in the middle of a birthday party or we're hanging out with our kids, like don't approach, right? Or maybe do like something subtle. But like I said in my last video, if a female is sitting alone at a bar on a Sunday and she isn't on her phone, she doesn't have a ring, she keeps looking at you, that's kind of a no-brainer, in my opinion. If she's clearly like in at a business event and she's presenting, obviously that's not the time. Like there's obvious cues, right? I feel like I'm actually a little shocked that I have, actually maybe I'm not. Anyway, witty banter goes a really long way. Self-deprecation, top notch. I'm no expert, but I'm just telling you what females like. And to be clear, I feel like I need to address this. I always go up to men. Like, if I see something I like, fuck yeah, I'm going after it. I do. Every time. I didn't expect people to say, oh, you should reach out. I mean, I guess I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. But I've just been running into a string of men who get so excited about what I look like. And then when we go on dates, they're like, they get what they want after a certain period of time. And then it's like, all right, I'm out. And yeah, did I want that in the very beginning of my post-divorce journey? Sure, it had been a while. But now I'm ready. I want a relationship. I'm not trying to like have a revolving door of men. I'm a mom of 2 boys. Like I don't want that. I want that stability, of somebody adding to my life, not for me to depend on them. I'm perfectly content and happy with myself, as most women are in their 40s. That's the beauty of dating somebody in their 40s. So yeah, I mean, I guess the moral of the story is shoot your shot. Respect someone's time. Don't pretend that you're wanting more than you are. And look, dating is figuring that out, right? But just don't play games. Like, I don't know. One last thing that's super important that I forgot, if I still have your attention, confidence. If you don't have confidence in yourself, what are you doing? I'm not attracted. I mean, I can speak on behalf of a lot of women, but personally, and I'm not talking like cocky, I'm talking like, I'm good. Like, I don't need a woman, but I want you. Like, that's sexy. That's hot. You know, and not clingy, not stage 5 clingy crap. I'm talking like you're balanced. You have your shit together. You know yourself. You have self-worth. You're not anxious. You feel confident in your skin, and you're not already assuming the worst of women, and you're not negative about it. Like, just be yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, and you're not going to overthink approaching a woman. You're either going to do it or you're not. Fuck this Me Too culture. I'm sorry. And that's not to disrespect people who genuinely had things that happen. I'm just talking about like, oh, I can't approach a woman because of Me Too. And look, I get it. And maybe for like Gen Z people, I said what I said. Sorry, I got cut off. Ex-husband was calling me. Anyway, for the moral of the story is just be confident. Don't be afraid to approach, and don't make assumptions. Just don't assume. Half the time women go out, especially by themselves, or just like with one other person or two, like they want your attention. So don't be afraid to give it. Hope this helps. And this probably should have been like a 4-part series, but anyway, bye.
Oh no. There are no obvious hints. That's why they're called hints. Most men catch on to them, but we ignore them because that just isn't enough to risk our peace over.
Okay, here are some of my theories why men don't approach women in public. Okay, number 1. I think they have had a super horrible, traumatic experience with like literally one woman. Like one woman really did them so dirty that traumatized them moving forward. Like they can't even move forward because they're still so hurt from the past one experience that they're moving from a place of hurt and not from like a healed perspective. 2, men have a very sensitive ego. And they rather protect that ego from it getting bruised just a little bit, just simply by a rejection from a woman, than to actually go and pursue something. Okay, and 3rd point. Men have it way too easy now with all the dating apps and Instagram and sliding into someone's DMs. Like, why would they want to do that in public when they can just choose the easy way out and do it through social media behind a screen?
1,000 women versus accountability.
Guys don't want to approach women anymore, and with good reason. You see all this stuff online. Men aren't taking no for an answer, and women are saying they're afraid of guys. They're creepy when they just come up to them. And so men are like, I don't want to be lumped up as a creep, so I'm going to stop walking up to women asking for their number. You see women saying, why don't men approach us anymore? Well, I think the real issue is women are asking, why don't the men I find attractive coming up to me? Because let's be honest, if she doesn't find him attractive, she is not interested in him coming up to her. She wants the guy she likes to talk to her. So the ball is in the women's court. Ladies, if you see a guy you like, you might have to go up to him. Just show that you're open to communication. Ask for the time, directions, a recommendation of a book if you're in a bookstore, just to let him know that you're open, and maybe that'll encourage him to talk to you. Because let's be honest, you don't want every guy to talk to you. Just your type. What do you guys think?
Stop telling me to go meet someone in the wild when I go in the wild and someone will be staring at me the whole entire night and won't come say hi. How many more times is that going to happen? How many more times am I going to be in the bar, playing pool, at the coffee shop, on a walk, and I will be staring down another person who is staring me down, smiling across the table, whatever, and you don't come say hi? Oh my gosh. What am I meant to do, you guys? Am I going to have, like, we always have to make the first move or something? Because, like, oh my gosh.
Oh no, they got what they said they want.
So why do men no longer come up to women? I asked this in a TikTok last week, and it got so many comments, especially from men. And I just want to preface this with, this was no shade to men. This post was no shade to men, and neither is this one. I was just genuinely curious and asking. I love men, I think they're awesome, and I think that they're a little confused right now. But most of their responses said something like, we were told not to go up to you guys, and we were told that you want to be left alone, and you just want your own space, and you don't want us approaching you. Which for some women, that can absolutely be true, but I love meeting people in person, and I just think that it takes a confident person to go up to someone when you see them in person, and I think it's a really cool way to meet people rather than meeting people online. Men were also saying things like they were called creeps and weirdos, and they don't want to be called that. It's not a pleasant experience. But I will say that it has to do with how you approach a woman. Like, for example, myself and my friends have had men come up to us with a really, really intense energy, like a very in-your-face energy, and they're really nervous and they're kind of scattered and they're very pushy or weird, and their energy is just off. And one of the most attractive things to a woman is emotional intelligence, and that shows within like the first few seconds of meeting someone when they introduce themselves to you. So if you're gonna go up to a woman, just like take a calm, deep breath. If you see a woman working on her laptop or something at a cafe, you can go up to her and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I thought you were really beautiful and you seem interesting. I would love to get to know you more if you're interested, and then slipping her your number on a napkin or something, you know? Like just coming up to women with a calm energy and not giving off this like needy energy or this like pushy energy. I think that is what women don't like. I think it's really sweet and cute to be approached in person, and I know that there's a lot of women like me. There's probably some women out there who don't want to be approached, and that's fine, and it's hard to tell who's who. But I think you can tell when you go up to a girl kind of right away if she'd be interested or not based on her body language, and just be calm and natural and don't overthink it. You know, I know that's easier said than done. I've only gone up to a man once in my whole life, but I think that might help. I don't know, I think I'm just someone who's very interested in people interacting with each other and having experiences and building community. And I think the world is growing more and more introverted and people are on their phones more, and I just think it's beautiful to meet people out and in person, and I just don't want to lose that as a humanity.
Oh, we are not confused. We listen to women, and that's why we stopped approaching.
Men don't really approach women that much anymore for a lot of different reasons, I think, but personally, I want to be approached. I would love to meet someone in real life versus online, and as long as it's a respectful approach, I'm always going to be nice. Even if I'm not interested, I'm never going to be rude to the guy. But I think as women, we have to give a signal that we are interested before most men will feel like it's okay to like actually approach you. Personally, I'm not going to approach a man. That's not me, but I will make it clear that I'm interested. I will pretty much give him an open invitation to approach me through eye contact, smiling at him, physically like getting closer to him in whatever vicinity that we're in. And if he doesn't take that invitation, then I would just assume he's taken, or he doesn't have the confidence to come up to me, which just means he's not for me. I'm gonna try harder to meet people in real life.
A big theme that I'm seeing is, especially in the younger generation of men, feeling that isolation is their best answer to not even just social interaction, but like goals in life. Like, I want to go live in the woods by myself with a tractor, you know, like no one else. And they're reading that book of the guy who did that and died like that and was completely unhappy and left like journals and everything like this. And I don't know if it's a trend, but I do see that hyper individualistic, and then the conclusion they find is isolation. And that prohibits, like, it comes from that awkwardness and different things, but it prohibits them finding any codependency that's healthy, any relationship that's healthy, any enfolding of themselves interacting with life that is healthy.
Young men desperately seek isolation to avoid social interactions because women are just mean.
why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's gonna keep looking your way too. But it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore. Or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's gonna be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you would just be so closer to the love of your life. Come on, guys, you guys gotta do better.
Because apparently we are creeps.
Wonder why high value men are not approaching you? It's not because they don't exist. It's because women scared them all away. All I see on social media is men being canceled and scrutinized just for being men. We have literally embarrassed, belittled, and threatened men just for trying to approach us women. I understand there are some horror stories out there, but women can be just as guilty. All the high value men are doing the same thing us women do on a daily basis. Like go to the gym, go to work, get coffee, go to the grocery store. The problem is that women have become so cold and out of touch with our feminine energy that men are literally horrified of being that guy or getting canceled and trashed on. Most of them have just completely backed off because we women have been screaming at them not to come talk to us. We have to take accountability for our action and behavior as women and stop making men look like monsters and start embodying our feminine energy to be more warm and inviting for the right man to swoop you off your feet.
Dating isn't worth it anymore. Once you get comfortable being alone, it's way more peaceful.
This is so sad. You'd rather risk not ruining someone's night, but what if you made their night? Single men are not going up to women because you're too scared you're gonna ruin her night. Are you a serial killer? You're gonna make her night by going up to her in real life.
I think one of the problems that we face now is that for so long as women, as a gender, we've said, don't approach me. Don't approach me when I look cute. Don't approach me at the gas station. Don't approach me when I look busted down. Like, just don't approach. And men have gotten to the point where they're just like, I don't know when to approach you. I'm not sure. Now, in my younger years, right? Because it's been a while since I dated, but in my younger years, you make eye contact with the guy, and it was like an unspoken, yes, you can approach me, like unspoken permission. I don't know if that's happening anymore. I think that at this point, men have just kind of gotten turned away by all of the turn downs, by all of the rejection is the word I'm looking for. I don't think that there's anything wrong with a woman approaching a man, but be prepared for rejection. I'll just say that, just like men have been getting rejected, as women, if you choose to approach, you're going to have to be prepared for that rejection.
At the end of the day, fellas, like, who likes you? You avoid a lot of wasted time and energy that way.
What's up with men? I don't know. I wanted to ask you, men don't come up and ask or talk to you anymore?
Maybe we should have a man on and ask him what that's like. Why don't they do that?
A dating expert.
Is there a dating expert man that would like to come on this podcast?
No, I'm definitely no dating expert, but my name's J.R. Harvey, and I specialize in human behavior and psychology. And if you want to know the real truth about what is going on here, it's because approaching women in 2025 is treated more like a crime scene than it is a compliment. You see, men used to be rewarded for their courage. You saw someone you liked, you walked up and said hello, and the worst thing that could ever happen is that you got rejected and moved on. But today, that same move will get a man labeled as creepy or even accused of harassment. And it doesn't stop there, because one awkward moment could be filmed, posted, go viral, and ruin a man's life. Guys just aren't risking rejection anymore. They're risking their reputation as a person. And another point is that the rules to the game no longer make sense to them either, because culture is saying, be bold, be confident. But then it's also saying, but don't approach her if it makes her uncomfortable, unless you're clearly invited, which who the hell knows what that means anymore, because a look isn't good enough. It's not obvious enough anymore when it comes to the risks that are involved. When the rules to the game are unclear or confusing or constantly changing, that is very frustrating for guys, and it makes them just not want to play anymore. And here's the reality: men adapt. When culture is punishing risk-taking, they stop taking risks. They retreat into the gym, into their work, into their video games, anywhere where they're not going to risk being shamed for simply showing interest. So when women ask, why don't men approach me anymore? It's not that men don't care or they're not interested. It's that both men and women are stuck in a culture of fear and confusion. The truth is, most men want to be brave and most women want to be pursued. But until the rules change, both sides are losing.
It's no longer worth it. If we approach a woman and it doesn't go well, it's no longer just out pride that takes a hit. We could lose our livelihood, or even worse, lose our freedom if we end up being falsely accused of something. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.